We're back, and as promised, we're doing Myth: The Fallen Lords.
I've never played this game before.
Yeah, it's fairly obscure. It's actually from my childhood, but it's at times than I can count. It's actually from Bungie, the same group that ended up making the Halo games, though this predates them by quite a bit.
Yeah.
We're going to be playing on normal. The difficulty goes higher than that, but normal is what I'm going to be doing because it's the one I'm sure I can win. And let's start.
Wednesday, August 3rd, Crow's Bridge. Yesterday our Legion entered the village of Crow's Bridge and halted there for the night. We are just 4 days' march from the besieged city of Madrigal now, and with a little luck should arrive there in time to prevent its capture by the enemy. Shiver, one of the Fallen Lords, has been attacking the city for 2 days, but so far has been held back by its defenders. We all know the battle for Madrigal will decide the fate of all the northern lands, and that if it falls, we will soon have nowhere to retreat but the ocean. Fearing for their safety, the villagers here pleaded with us to remain when we broke camp this morning. None of them understand yet what is happening, but they have all seen the refugees from the south, and they are frightened. Our officers seemed unsympathetic until the people returned with 9 young pigs and 10 dozen loaves of bread. 15 of us are to stay now, perhaps to fight boredom instead of the Fallen Lords, and watch the bridge here for 2 days.
Yes, we're sure this small guarding will definitely not be attacked. We're totally sure.
Nope, no attackers here.
The bridge is being attacked. Let's get out of
It's being attacked? What? Yeah, that's how the level introductions work. The framing device is that it's basically the journal of one person who supposedly is present for all of these.
Oh, so this is an RTS.
Yeah.
Not what I expected.
Yeah, I know I was usually more into RPGs, but this is kind of the exception.
Yeah.
And yes, for some reason, the majority of your troops start way off in the corner over here at the beginning of the level.
Yes.
Anytime, guys.
Yeah, they're on their way. In the meantime, I just have these guys. Basically, things are going to come across the bridge and try to kill us, and we have to kill them first. Yay!
Alright.
This is one trick to use, these 4 guys. These undead guys with the axes are called Thrall. They're the really basic... Yeah, most of my enemies are undead. They're the really basic enemy melee units, and conveniently for me, they suck. So, I can easily overwhelm them with my warriors. So, we're gonna leave.
Wow.
So looks like we lost somebody.
Sounds really uninteresting.
Yes, the announcer sounds incredibly bored throughout this whole process. It's like casualty. Oh, we had a couple of casualties. That's not supposed to happen.
Oh boy. Plan B, plan B.
Yes, sir.
Can your enemies reanimate your fallen folks? Oh, good.
No one can. Yeah, this game is unusual compared to most RTSs like StarCraft or the Warcraft games in that you actually... The number of units you start with, that's all you get. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I can actually select these guys. I'm going to send these 2 guys off to the side to deal with these things, because they're not very dangerous, but they tend to try to ambush you. And the rest of my units are going to take care of the bridge. This level introduces you to the 4 basic unit types. You have archers who arch things, you have warriors who war things, and you have dwarves who, because they're dwarves, blow things up.
Well, that's something I can get behind.
He has the magical ability to have access to bombs in a fantasy campaign.
Wow, what's the area effect on those bombs?
I'm not sure. It's fairly wide. In fact, a trick is one trick is that you can actually get them to attack enemies that are outside their normal range by having them attack the ground in front of the enemy you want them to hit. And that will actually take them out.
Wow. And you can actually see the trajectory of the arrows, too.
Yeah.
It's kind of uncommon.
What's even cooler, I'll show you once we start fighting enemies with projectile weapons, is you can actually manually move out of the way after a shot has been fired and it will miss.
Wow, so there's a lot more micromanagement in this game than the RTSs I've played in the past.
Yeah. That's also a side effect of the fact that since there's no way to make new units, you get a fixed number of guys for the entire mission, and if you lose them, they're gone.
So you can't just train a bunch of them and then load them in a catapult and then shoot them at your enemy.
No, you actually have to use them properly. And one of the... It's kind of a point of pride for anyone who's been playing this game for a while to finish a level with no casualties, which is also not going to be happening today, at least for this level, but yeah.
Wait a minute. They all have names?
Yep, every unit that you get has a name. It actually what's more, it actually keeps track of the number of kills. If you look at this top thing that has their name and the flavor text for this unit, this shield is, you get one of these for each time you kill something.
Oh, wow. So it's a lot more focused on like the individual characters instead of just a blob of insert unit type X.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, this is going to be pretty refreshing.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Seems kind of obscure. One of the reasons why I wanted to do it is actually I wanted to get it more attention just because I love this game so much. Okay, let the melee take care of the warriors war those things in the meantime. These enemies are... These purple floating things are called soulless. They have spears. They actually are ranged. They're the enemy's version of ranged units. They, however, have one ability my archers don't. They can fly! Which means they can... Whoa! That's not good. Soulless can fly, and because they can fly, they can occupy area that other units can't possibly get to, and because they can do that, they can get to a position where they're safe from your melee units, and you have to either lure them out or take them out from a distance. And yep, the enemy's retreating, so we won, and that's the end of the first level.
Wow, look at all the blood.
Yeah, this is what's known as a small battle.
Oh, jeez.
And yes, we're up to the summary screen, which is actually nicely detailed, showing you which units you actually used for stuff and how many of them survived, and the number of kills that you've gotten, and divided by unit type, as well as damage ratios and kill ratios.
Oh, wow, so you can kind of see what you're doing and look for ways to improve.
Yeah, and it's just kind of nice to see things like no casualties, no damage.
Ha, awesome.
Oh, next level.
I'm guessing they get longer as it progresses, or are they just a lot of levels?
There are 25 total. The one ends a bonus level.
Oh, cool.
Some of them are longer, some of them are shorter. They do get more difficult, though.
Yeah. Heck, that looked pretty hard to begin with.
Once you get used to it, it's easier.
Yeah, pretty much like any game.
20,000 men has been camped near Otter Ferry for 2 days now. The mayor of that village must have guessed our plan to cross the Scamander River behind the main enemy force and to attack them by surprise. Perhaps in the cowardly hope that he would be spared when the dark sacked the mayor intends to betray us to the enemy. A quick death will be too good for him, but we will have time for nothing else. One of the locals knows of the clearing where the mayor arranged his meeting with the dark and will lead us there.
Is that a map of,
Yeah,
like...
this shows major force movements and stuff.
Oh, that's useful.
I'll explain how it works to you guys in the next level intro. Also, yes, for this level, there's a traitor who we have to find and kill. Otherwise, he'll give away information to the enemy about troop movements and stuff.
The mayor of Otter Ferry? Sure. I passed him near the stone monument. He is a traitor to his town. Will you lead us to him? A traitor? Then let's move before he gets away.
Also, yes, we have a new unit type. This guy. He's called a journeyman. Their main purpose is actually that they can heal things. That's what this item indicates. They start each level with 6 of them, which is usually all you get, which means they can heal something from any amount of damage to full health 6 times per level.
Oh, so you can't just stall around and wait for it to regenerate.
Nope, it doesn't. You get that many and that's all you get. They're also, unlike what you'd expect from healing units, they actually are restricted to melee but do okay damage and are actually really tough.
So they're like a paladin almost.
Sort of. They aren't. You can't rely on them a whole lot in melee combat, but they can take more damage than warriors can without being killed.
Impressive. I noticed there's not as much of a difference in the moving speed of each unit.
There is a difference. If you move, part of it is I'm actually manually preventing it. If you move long distances all at once, then your formations will start to come apart. So I'm deliberately moving in small jumps rather than really fast.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay. This guy is supposed to lead us to where the mayor is, so we're supposed to keep him alive. But we aren't actually punished for just letting him die if he's getting in the way.
Interesting.
So wait, oh, yeah?
So it's not like those escort missions where Captain Piece of Paper tries to get himself killed at every opportunity.
Oh, God. Yeah, I always figured for some of those that the person you're trying to escort must actually secretly be working for the enemy. Yeah, micromanaging.
Well, pants on head AI, but...
That, as a consequence of that, micromanaging. Yes, I am just having the medic go take care of some enemy soldiers. He's actually not very bad at it. Also, if you heal an undead, which not all enemies are undead, but most of them are, if you heal and use the healing ability on an undead, it will instantly kill them.
Whoa.
However, it's usually not worth it to spend a heal on that.
Unless they're really big, I'm guessing.
Yeah, or in the next level, actually, they introduce enemies that explode.
Oh boy.
They explode. They don't have a normal attack. They explode when they're killed, and their regular attack is to just blow themselves up. So healing them will prevent them from doing that.
Lots of explosives in this game.
Yes.
That's kind of cool.
It's been joked that Bungie is not able to make a game that doesn't involve some unit blowing itself up. There are the carrier forms in Halo. There is these enemies called Whites in this game that do that, and then even in Marathon, which was made before this, they also have something that blows itself up.
There he is! Kill him!
So yes, Bungie apparently just really love having enemies have suicide troops. Now we could run all the way down here and then turn left and go all the way back to catch up to them, or we could do this and go through here.
Oh,
Well, actually through here.
I didn't even see that.
Neither did I the first 3 or 4 times I played this level.
Oops.
Oops. Whoops! Excuse me! Sorry.
Oops.
Yeah, that pretty much sets the theme for dwarves and their role in this game. It's to blow up everything. Sometimes including things that aren't on our side. Also, this flowery metal thing that you get, this means that this unit has survived a level. These kills actually earn units experience, sort of. The way it works is that the more kills a unit has or the more levels that it's survived, the faster it will attack. That applies to both melee units and ranged ones, and for ranged ones their attacks also become more precise. They're more consistent with they're more consistently where they're actually directed rather than just being random and unpredictable. And that's the end of the second level, and in every level you get this a usually unique still image and this uplifting music. Every time you survive, if you fail, it plays a completely different track that's a lot less nice. Also, yay, no casualties!
Woohoo, go us. Well, wait,
Me.
so the nice guy that led us to the traitor is not a casualty?
Since I don't control him. This
Oh.
only counts people I actually control. But also, another thing that it didn't show last time, because I guess no one unit got enough kills, are heroes. Any unit that survives enough battles and accumulates enough kills is classified as a hero, and it says their name, what unit type they are, and their accomplishments here.
So you feel sad when they die.
Yep, pretty much.
Jerks.
And of course, they're all archers. I've been using my archers actually pretty heavily this time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, next level.
Friday, August 8th, Otto Ferry.
Also, the blue stuff is us, the red stuff is bad guys.
Remains hidden on the southern
Lines
bank.
represent groups of units. A
Their
large
assault
number of
begins
lines means
2
more
hours
units than a
after
small
midnight
number of
against
lines.
Shiver's right
What's
flank.
the
At the
rectangle?
same time, the Benjamin
A camp.
garrison throws up
Okay.
stormed and attacks her from
I'm
the front.
guessing red
I
rectangle
will
is
be anywhere
red
near
team.
Maginot
Yeah.
when this happens.
Okay.
An hour before the main attack, a small group of men and I will head in the opposite direction and strike at the enemy camp alone, hoping to divert forces and attention from the city before the real battle begins.
That's
The
us.
plan is to fight our way across a bridge
Jeez.
and into the captured village of Comfort.
This is going to be a gigantic battle involving thousands of troops, and we won't be anywhere near it.
Hey, fewer people to render.
That's true. That's probably why they did this. With access to more rendering power, a lot of fan-made stuff actually does much larger, more epic battles.
Still, it's quite a few people.
Yeah,
Noting you can't make any more. I can't get over that.
yeah, this is all you get.
If you click on them repeatedly, will they get mad at you?
No.
Oh.
On the other hand, every unit type has 2 unique flavor texts,
Oh, interesting.
which you can just read, which explains something about what the history of the unit is and where it is in the lore. Only happens when you only have 1 unit selected.
Stand clear.
Also, yes, no dwarves this time, which decreases their chances of friendly fire enormously.
Stand clear. Hey.
Which actually, in story, kind of makes sense. There's a siege going on elsewhere, and dwarves are actually really effective in those kinds of situations when they're up against, because they're really good at destroying large groups.
Yes, sir.
So it actually makes sense that none of them could be spared for this distraction, and so we just have these guys.
Yeah.
Ready.
See, they seem to be better about this whole friendly fire thing, because whenever they fire, they sound like, okay, I'm going to attack, don't be near where I'm trying to kill.
Well, dwarves actually have the same AI with respect to that. The issue is, they don't seem to... Their attack has an area of effect, and they don't seem to realize that. And so they will throw directly into the melee that your units are involved in.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, sir.
Okay, there's another group of goals. That's what these little guys are to my left.
Okay.
They should be prepared for. Ghouls aren't very dangerous. The main thing is that they're fast, and they're actually pretty smart. Their AI is programmed to mainly go after archers and dwarves and ignore your melee units unless your melee units are already attacking them.
So, basically the stuff with the least amount of armor.
Yeah, they're not, and the highest value. They're not that dangerous in a straight fight, but that's because you don't usually get a straight fight with these things. Interestingly, in story, the dwarves and ghouls actually hate each other intensely. Whoa.
Yes, sir. Ready.
Ah, Solus.
Ranged units. Flying ranged units.
Note how I keep my troops constantly moving. It's because after they've fired, their projectile is actually treated as an object by the engine, and you can actually control your units manually and have them dodge.
That is so cool.
I don't think you can do that in most other games. I know you can't in StarCraft.
Yeah.
Sir.
I don't believe you can in Warcraft, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, that was actually really revolutionary when this game was released. The idea that, because that just fits with the theme. This game is all about micromanaging. And like I said, a large point of pride among more skilled players is finishing with few or no casualties on the higher difficulties. Also, the reason why I'm sending my warriors in front of my archers attacked as meat shields, because I have to deal with this.
Oh gosh.
Also known as a small detachment.
How would you do this on a higher difficulty?
Same strategy, approximately.
Ready.
The issue is warriors are actually pretty good at taking out enemy ranged because they move faster than them and also have enough health that they can tank a few hits from most ranged attacks before they take any real damage or in any real trouble. The issue is, it's important not to lose the archers in this part of the mission because you need them later.
And generally, I've noticed ranged characters are very, very valuable.
Yeah, the reason for that's pretty simple. Melee units take damage every time they inflict damage, because they have to be within the range of whatever they're attacking in order to attack it. Remember, units do not regenerate health, ever. There's a mod that allows it, but normally they don't. and at most you'll get a small number of single-use healing items in the entire level. So melee units end up actually being a lot less useful because they have to take damage every time they are used against something, whereas especially when attacking enemy melee or other things that have a shorter range than them, archers can inflict damage without taking it. That's what makes them more helpful.
But they make up for that by making them less armored.
A lot less. Archers are incredible. Archers and dwarves also are both very slow moving. Oh, that's an archer. Yeah, the AI is not very good, as you can see.
Casualty.
I'm
not gonna get over that anytime soon.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of drugs the guy who did the voices for this was on. Casualty.
Just like, guys, can I go to lunch yet?
Ready. Sir?
I was just incredibly stoned. Dude, casualty. Oh, now for the second part of this level.
Oh, there's a second part.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That was just the beginning.
Oh my gosh, there's so many enemies.
Like I said, that is a small detachment. You should see what we see later.
Oh man.
Yes.
Some of the more well-renowned and also some of my favorite levels are later on, where your instructions, the exact wording of your orders varies, but the objective is pretty simple. Just kill all of the. Just there are a very large number of enemies. Your job is simple: kill everything.
That guy, shoot him!
Yes, sir.
Yeah, pretty much. Usually these are set up defensively, like you're on a hill or on some high ground, but you can't escape, and so you have to hold your ground against gradually increasingly ridiculous numbers of enemies until they run out of guys.
Yeah. Or until you run out of guys, but hopefully they run out first.
Your order, sir. Yes, sir. Ready.
Usually the enemies are more prominent by now. Well, you'll see where I'm going with this in a second. The force that we're supposed to distract is back here. Oh, here we are. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a wight. What do wights do? They explode. That is what they do.
Huh.
Not only do they explode, but when they explode when you kill them, or essentially their melee attack is just to blow themselves up.
Wow.
When they explode, not only do they inflict enormous amounts of damage, but they also actually release a poison that paralyzes everything that's hit by it.
So keep your distance.
Yeah.
Whoa!
That's what happens when you kill them. This is why archers are important. If you run out of archers in this fight, you are screwed.
Tang.
Because, once again, well, the most you could do is send a warrior is just suicide your individual warrior. Send one after each wight to take it out.
Yeah.
Of course, this is a game where friendly fire is completely allowed, and so hitting enemies with their own explosives is a common strategy.
Oh.
Also, yes, warriors move a lot faster than archers do.
Which is interesting, because in other games, the archers move a bunch faster.
Yeah, it's one of the balancing things. Melee units are usually the fastest. Undead are always slow, however.
Seeing as their muscles are dead.
Well, I don't know if there's a specific reason for it, but... Oh, yep. Okay, now, you thought that was a large force? No, this is a large force. Fortunately, we don't have to kill that one. We're just here to distract them.
Quick! Towards the danger!
No, the issue is the ghouls are fast enough to catch up to us. The rest isn't.
Oh.
So those two guys I'm sending back to deal with the ghouls that can actually catch up to us and start killing our people, and once they're dead, we go back to running away. The issue is we need to navigate this area full of wights, which means using archers to kill them or just taking damage, who not only inflict enormous amounts of damage, but also can paralyze you while being chased by this, and get all the way back to the bridge without being killed.
I thought we were done with survival horror.
You ain't seen nothing yet. I'm deliberately letting the
Yes, sir.
warriors stay behind because, well, I'm worried about getting attacked from
Yes,
behind.
sir. Ready?
Yeah. And, well, the warriors are quicker anyway, right?
Yeah, they can catch up pretty easily.
Yeah.
Also, conveniently, you don't really need to bait the enemy a whole lot.
Yes.
Once you get the voice clip saying "Here they come," you don't need to worry about making sure they continue following you. They'll keep following
Step
you.
aside.
It's interesting, hearing of whites in various games.
Yeah, it's a term. It's a recurring term for for some kind of undead. This is the only instance I know of where they blow themselves up.
Oh, Bungie.
Got it. Yes?
Whoa. Okay, this one's a little close.
Step aside. Hey.
It only takes 3 arrows to kill one.
Ah!
Yeah!
Casualty.
That's how wide of an area they hit and how much damage they do.
That's huge!
And see those guys that are stunned? Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yes. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's actually something worse about them that we haven't seen yet.
Got it.
They don't need to breathe.
So you can't really get rid of them just by throwing them underwater.
Here's the thing. They hang out underwater.
So they just jump out and explode?
Yep.
Sir?
Any experienced myth player very quickly learns to make sure and send a couple of guys across any body of water before sending a larger force so they don't get blown up. So, of course, in some fan-made levels, they actually modified the scripting so they will only show up once a large number of units are within a certain distance of them, and if you send just one guy, they'll stay hidden and wait for more people to show up.
That's sadistic.
Yes, it is! The only way to deal with that kind of a setup is that your units move faster than them, so you just wait until right after they reveal themselves and then run.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, sir.
It's kind of a breath of fresh air. I haven't really seen another game written like this before.
Why did that guy self-destruct? He isn't anywhere near us.
We're moving.
I don't want to live anymore!
Ouch. I don't want to live in this level anymore.
Well, living in this level is usually pretty rare.
Well,
Yay! We won! This level is actually probably a good place to end for this week.
alright, let's see the carnage first.
Yep. Same number of casualties from both groups. No surprise the archers did a lot more of the damage this time.
Because the whites are scary and
Yeah.
stuff.
Only killed 5 whites.
Huh. Well, at least they didn't kill 5 of us.
That's true. Yeah, after a while of playing this game, you get used to having fighting against a way larger force than what you have. Anyway, that's the end of the video for this week. We'll be back next week with with more of Myth. Bye. We'll miss you.
Bye!